there's a keyboard and all those
Right.
instruments.
Today, I'll be speaking on something very, very historic. I want everyone to close their eyes. Imagine you are part of a country at war, the biggest war in all of history of all wars. And you are on the losing side. How far would you go to make your country proud? Now open your eyes. The answer for Japan was suicide. During World War I, Allies were closing in on Japan. They were getting so desperate, they used kamikaze, which were Japanese pilots, to fly themselves into the enemy, the Allies, to sink their ships. They don't survive. Today, I will inform you guys of the delusion that they suffered to commit suicide for their country. Well, let me ask this. What was the role of the kamikaze? Well, they were deliberate suicidal crashes into the enemy target, usually ships, according to BritEconomy.com. They also denounced the aircraft that was used during these attacks. The majority of those planes were ordinary fighters or light bombers. According to Dictionary.com, they were members of the Special Corps and Japanese Air Force charged with suicidal missions of crashing an aircraft laden with explosives into an enemy target, usually warships. And according to Merriam-Webster, they were having or showing reckless disregard for safety or personal welfare. The compulsion that they felt to commit to suicide has to do with the society that they lived in. Why were they compelled to do it? Well, they were compelled to do it because of the peer pressure society faced upon them. Back in the ancient days, there were Japanese samurai, and the kamikaze likened themselves to the samurai, brave warriors fighting for their country, even dying for it. Most of them were young, between 18 and 24, and it was an honor for them to die for the emperor. They would grab many Japanese men as they could and ask them, who does not want to become part of the kamikaze? If anyone raised their hand, they were seen as cowards. They were seen as unpatriotic for their country. So that is why most of them just kept their mouths shut, even if they did not want to do it. Even some professional pilots were forced to run these suicidal missions, knowing that it'd be their last one they ran. During the war, the World War II, it was very esteemed to die for one's nation, according to their society. How the compulsion played into their missions? Well, in the telegram from Washington to Foreign Office, the president was bothered about the Japanese suicidal aircraft attacks on their ships, which meant they were constantly losing 40 or 50 American sailors for one Japanese, and was not very sanguine about early end for either war. Well, think about it this way. Every 40 to 50 Americans were lost during one Japanese. That's how desperate they were. They were so desperate to win and push back the Allies that they would kill themselves in order to take out as many people, as many ships as possible. And this was how it was an esteemed honor and very, very high expectations for the kamikaze themselves. After the war, over 1,321 Japanese aircraft crash-dived into the Allied ships, and many British and Americans died because of this. So, approximately 3,000 Americans and British died, and even though that they were taking out 40 to 50 Americans during each attack for one kamikaze pilot, it could not stop the captures in the Philippines, Iwo Jima, and Okinawa for the Allies. That is why we had to use the atomic bomb to save lives, because every one life of the kamikaze were taking out 40 to 50 Americans, and they did not wish to withstand the numbers that were going to be lost and the lives that were going to be lost. So today, I informed you of what the delusions of the kamikaze were. I explained the role of them society, peer pressure, and the compulsion played into that, and how that affected the terms of the rule. Thank you.